OPPO did some live streams of their 3 different phones that they announced. So the OPPO Reno series, which is their normal version, they have a 10x version as well as a 5G version. So we're going to go over all 3 of those phones. So let's just jump into the 10x version. So this is a 10x hybrid zoom. It's actually 6x optical, which is a little bit more of a zoom than the Huawei P30 Pro, which has 5x optical. So we'll do a little bit of a comparison of that, but basically here's the phone. It's an all screen, so no selfie camera, no ear speaker really going on there. It actually comes out on this little wedge pizza shaped / shark fin coming up. So pretty interesting there with the design. So 93.1% screen to body ratio, I believe. So here is the 10x hybrid camera. So some interesting things about this we can talk about. The 3 different cameras. It actually has 48 megapixel ultra clear main camera, 13 megapixel telephoto, and 8 megapixel wide. So the 10x hybrid, we're going to talk a little bit more about. Here's some side by sides. Here you can see a little surfer, and then they're zoomed up, and then really far in the background you get to see some really close-up pictures here. You couldn't really tell there were a bunch of cranes in the background, but now you can with 10x hybrid zoom. So really impressive there. The periscope telephoto lens has pretty good structure going on. Entire module is 6.76 millimeters thick, so it's actually horizontal in the phone, and then there is this little mirror that points up out to capture outside images, obviously. So pretty interesting. And something else interesting specifically about this optical 10x zoom camera, or 10x hybrid zoom, is that it has dual OIS. So the prism image stabilizers use movement of the prism in the telephoto lens to compensate for camera shake. So that's an accuracy of 0.001445 degrees. So pretty interesting that you're going to get some optical image stabilization with this as well. And so good even in day and at night. So good. It also combines it with EIS, electronic image stabilization. So hybrid image stabilization, lots of stabilization going on. So another cool little thing, ultra night mode 2.0, so better night shots. That's always good for cameras in general on smartphones. You like to take up zooms in the night photos. Those are usually the hardest on cameras, with limitation wise the least. So pretty interesting there. That's the periscope camera. One more little quick example for this. AnandTech got some hands-on with this phone. So 10x zoom, here's a little pop-up, here's a little video of it popping up. It takes like 0.8 seconds. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But the zoom camera, here's the wide angle. Take a look at the photo, and you're looking at the shadowed area right here below this building. And then here is the normal view, so a little bit closer. You can kind of make out a 30 maybe. And then 2x, so zone 30. 6x, this is the optical. We're not into any hybrid yet. Zone 30, really big. And then zone 30, 10x. So pretty big difference how far you can zoom in. And this is a shadowed area from the building. So here's a wide angle again versus normal. So really impressive there for 10x cameras. The only other camera out there right now, I believe, is the Huawei P30 Pro that just came out, I think, this month as well for like pre-orders and stuff. So pretty interesting 10x zoom cameras going on, and a bunch of other features obviously from OPPO Reno 10x. So some other things, 48 megapixels, we'll go through this a little bit quicker. Some of the bokeh settings, we'll get 5 different stylish settings there. Some AI features, strong backlighting, dazzling color modal for some restoration, for lifelike vivid colors. That's all good. And some of the detail appearance video. So here is the phone. So basically it's trying to get get as much screen space as possible. So they're getting rid of the selfie camera and the speaker. I believe this is a vibrating screen, so the screen will actually will emit the sound. So that's a cool technology that we keep seeing in phones. I think Sony has one now, and there's like 2 more that are now doing this technology, I believe. So pretty interesting panoramic screen, 93.1 screen to body ratio. So really high ratio there if you like your screen. So pretty cool stuff going on there. And then here it's gonna pop up, and that's where you'll get your selfie camera. So you'll be able to take front facing picture and video for video chats and everything going on there. Here's a little mechanism inside. Looks like a lot going on there. I believe there's a lot of talk about, I think it may be in the AnandTech hands-on, they talk about how there's like 200,000 standard uses. They do some testing with it. So they drop it in free for all, and it shuts in 0.8 seconds so it doesn't damage itself. So pretty good, interesting testing that they've done. And then the fingerprint is 28.5% increased in speed, so that is good for fingerprint. I'm not sure if it's the it doesn't mention if it's the ultrasonic for the new Snapdragon 855 or not, but either way it's faster, so pretty good there. It's coming in 2 colors, a jet black and a ocean green, so a couple different options there. It's got some interesting cooling designs going on for you gamers. There's a lot of gaming features that we're going to talk about too really quick. Stay cools under pressure, 13% lower temperatures with their cooling design, copper pipes with some cooling gel and triple graphite layering. So a lot of good performance stuff going on there if you're hard on your phone doing some intense tasks, like gaming can be one of them. Dual frequency GPS, pretty cool tech specs, and we get into some gaming stuff. GameBoost 2.0. So there's a couple things that this does. There's also frame boost, game boost, and I think touch boost is the other one, some game shock and game space. We'll talk about a couple of these really quick. There's a lot to go in about this. So frame boost, real-time optimization. Some of it's not super explained very well, but the frame boost style can analyze the status of mobile performance in real time while gaming. So the lag is predicted, frame rate and stability will be adjusted. So I'm not sure if they're normally giving you like 60 refresh rate hertz or something like that, and they'll boost it up to make it seem a little bit more smooth while there's some delay, or they'll just match it better, kind of like maybe like refresh rate, like G-Sync or something like that. I'm not sure it's like that. Could be an example of how to improve your smoothness and everything and responsiveness. So PUBG is 44.1%. Possibility of lag lowered. Pretty interesting claims going on there. I wonder if someone will actually test this themselves, like some YouTube review. That would be pretty interesting. Touch boost, faster response time. So touch boost, you get a couple different numbers they're giving us here. So general touch performance increased by 34.9%, whereas some gaming from 13 to 21.6. So a lot better reaction and everything going on there. So you'll be able to get some more wins apparently. So that's pretty interesting that they're talking about that, some gaming aspects and everything going on there. And then there's some trickle charging they talk a little bit about. This increased by 100%. So normally trickle charging is like from 90 to 100%. That lasts a little bit, so it doesn't like so it's better on your phone's battery. So they have it now increased by 100% through some algorithm changes, so interesting there. So the Reno is the normal main phone that they're kind of launching, so smaller, a little bit smaller battery, 3765 milliamp hour batteries, and the 10X has the larger screen and has a little bit bigger battery. So interesting going on there. That was kind of interesting. It threw it in between some gaming stuff. Game shock, so you get some vibration stuff going on here, as well as some game space, so it'll save some of your game settings and everything, and some different interesting stuff you can change here. But pretty gaming oriented with some performance and everything going on for this phone, along with the pretty interesting camera aspects. A lot of cool stuff going on there. Here is some of the charging aspects again. They're talking about guaranteed to last, so long lasting battery, 10x zoom. What else do we have? Here's the screen, looks like emitting some Dolby Atmos high-res audio. That's also good. And then this is on the Color OS 6. So this is OPPO's, I believe, OS that they based off of Android 9.0. So a lot of good Pi stuff there going on, along with the Pi or pizza wedge or shark fin. Any way you look at that, pretty interesting. So those are the main things for the 10x zoom phone. So pretty cool. Privacy is over, Lulu says. You can pretty much say that now that at least 2 phones have 10x zooms on the little camera in your pocket. So pretty crazy there. One more little thing we can talk about, specs, before we get into pricing and where this phone is launching. Not quite the US. Should have mentioned that at the beginning if you were super excited. So here's the colors again, some of the dimensions and weight. So there's your dimensions, parameters, display. You're looking at a 6.6 inch display on the 10X model that has a little bit larger battery, a 93.1 screen to body ratio, and then 6.4 inches on the regular Reno series. So we'll have different pricing for those as well. Here's your connectivity, your bands, all your different options. Is there a SIM card type, nano plus micro SD? So you'll get some expandability, no micro SD, or their nano USIM on the regular Reno series. So a little bit less size, a little bit less space inside in your box. And let's just jump into pricing. So at the event, Internet Tech took some pictures of everything, and at the end, we get some prices for the OPPO Reno. So 499 euros. This will be coming out May 10th in, I believe, somewhere European, UK areas. The 5G version is coming in, I believe, UK through EE. I'm not quite sure what that brand was, but OPPO Reno 10x is 799 euros in early June, not a set date there. And the OPPO Reno 5G version, you're just gonna get some super fast connection. Maybe you're into gaming and you want to do some super fast gaming on the go. That is one of your options, 899 euros in May. So that is a wrap. Apparently the live stream OPPO did was about an hour long. You can check out their YouTube. I'll have a link to that below if you want to check out the whole thing. So pretty interesting from OPPO 10x Zoom phone with some gaming features and some other interesting stuff going on too. So phones are now getting the 10x treatment. So we'll have to wait and see until Apple comes out with it, and Samsung and all the other big phones, because night photos and Zoom are the two main things that phones are kind of branching into, along with wide angle, that third lens on the back of phones. So pretty interesting overall. Some other phone style really quick news we can jump into is Google with their Step into Childish Gambino's World with augmented reality. So this is a little interesting app that you can kind of play with a little bit. It's a short little experience. It's like 3 to 5 minutes or so. We did a quick run through, just a single player. There's some multiplayer. I didn't test that, but it looks like that could be interesting. Not sure how it works, but probably pretty similar. So basically this app is on Google, the App Store. I'm not sure if it's on iOS yet. It might be coming later, but it's an augmented reality app. So basically you'll fire it up and you'll see a little door that you can go through right here. It's pretty interesting. And then you can go through some pretty interesting graphic style space and everything going on. There's a little bit to play around with. There's a little bit of a gaming aspect where you actually have to highlight some things and then unlock some stuff, and then you'll kind of like glide through space. It's pretty cool, and it's a short experience, so you might as well check it out. It is again on the App Store, Android now, and pretty cool. App not compatible with your device, but it worked on my device. So cool little AR thing that you can do on your phone if you have some AR core functionality. So pretty good. That's not quite the phone that I'm using, but either way. So that is pretty interesting. And something else small that might be noticeable. So Google Chrome has their 74 version that you can actually update now. If you go to your settings and you go to help and then click on about Google Chrome, you can get this version 74, and then you can do some interesting little things like go to properties, and you can enable the dark mode for Chrome for Windows. So this is from WCCF Tech. They highlight some of the how-to aspects of doing this, and you can get the dark theme. So basically just make the top bar black, as well as some of these settings. Maybe you like to not have white bright lights as much when you're viewing your phone at night. So that's a pretty cool feature from Chrome 74 that's been on quite a few other features, other OSs and stuff. So you just go to Chrome Google shortcut, you go to properties, and then you add the target under the target location, force dark mode. You need a space after the target file, but force dark mode -- force dark mode, and then without the quotations obviously, and you'll get a nice little dark theme, something that just kind of came out today or yesterday, but pretty interesting. Wanted to throw that in there. Some interesting tech stuff going on. So with that, we have Lulu saying awesome info. So you liked some phones, so pretty cool there. And we will have another episode tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific with some more tech and game news, maybe some more phones, maybe a little bit more gaming news. So with that, we will be signing out. Pew 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 pew.